11 life paths. 11 life paths of a hard life. Let's just be honest. In this video, you know what, guys? I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't want to tell you guys something that's a fairy tale, that's a story, that's just deceptive. Because I'm not the type of person to lead you to a false direction, okay? At this point, I've talked to many 11 life paths, and I've seen the same pattern repeat over and over and over again, which is trauma and abuse and in a lot of cases neglect, okay? Now, 11 life paths, out of all numbers other than 22 master number, I really know 22s, and they have it the toughest. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. The stories that I've heard from 22s is just tough to the bone. Okay, I personally believe that 11s have it the second toughest, and I believe that 33s have it the third toughest. And the reason why I think 33s have it the third toughest is because 33s can actually grasp on their emotions. They can actually control, a lot of them can control their emotions and actually start to teach and do the things that they need to do in their lives to excel. Like, they're not too caught up in their emotions. Like, things can happen, but they're not too sensitive, so like they can overcome things. But the thing with 11 life paths is, like, for 11s, like, our lives, for the vast majority of us, have just been very hard, and that's just like the brutal truth. Your life is not easy. When you're an 11 life path, honestly speaking, like, some people might look at me and think that I have no troubles in my life, and that would be very untrue. I have troubles in my life. I have issues in my life. I face a lot of challenges in my life. Even though now I've learned to really master my emotions and like really transmute my emotions, right? Like, but the sad truth is that there are 11s that are not mastering their emotions. They're not actually putting the effort to get out of their carnal mind. Recently, I've been, not very recently, but I would say recently, like this past month, I've been really taking some major hits. Okay. And see, the thing with social media is, guys, on social media, people are lying about their life. Like, that's what social media is all about. The vast majority of people are going to show you their cars. They're going to show you their bodies. They're going to show you their faces. They're going to, like, really filter it out. But people are not showing you the reality of what's actually going on behind the scenes. People are not showing you. So this is why, like, even with me, like, I'm telling you guys that personally, I want to make a goal of not being on social media too much anymore, to be very honest with you. But because I'm so passionate to talking to you guys and learning from you guys, for some reason I love studying you guys. Like, and I've studied you guys very well. I've lost count of how many 11s I've talked to now. Many. But I'm just going to be very honest with you guys, and I'm going to tell you guys that our lives are not hard. A lot of 11 life paths that I've come across. I knew an 11 girl. Her parents passed away when she was like in high school. Both her parents passed away when she was in high school. Okay. I know an 11 life path who's told me that she's been homeless. I know 11 life paths that have been like, they've been very abused and bullied, you know. And I'm gonna just be honest. Usually it's a master number. Usually it's 11. that does get neglected in their life. Whether it's from a parent, I'm not saying in all cases by the way, but in a lot of cases, and I'm not joking, these are patterns that I've noticed with 11s. If you've noticed these patterns, let me know in the comments. The more you guys comment, number one, it does boost my algorithm, and I'm so grateful to you for that. But number two, you guys connect with everyone else. People can see things. People can actually relate to you, so they see things. So it does everyone a favor. It helps everyone out. I've seen like the worst type of parenting happen to 11 life paths. I've seen like parents that I've heard of stories where the parents has physically abused the child. And here's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not here to build resentment between you and your parents. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to do that. I'm actually here to do the opposite. I'm here to tell you that acceptance is, for me, personally, for me, I can't say for you, it's your life. For me, acceptance is key. Once you accept that it happened to you, that you were the one that went through it, that in your life, you were challenged with a hard parent, then you can go further into forgiveness. But if you can't do the first step of acceptance, then it gets very hard to forgive. And when you're unable to forgive people, and I'm not just talking like necessarily just your parents, like I'm even talking about like it could have been a friend, it could have been an intimate partner, it could have been someone, a lot of cases where 11 life paths have been cheated on. Life is not hard. Life is not easy as an 11 life path at all. Like, now I get people can be like, but no one's life is easy. Most people's life is not easy. That's not what I'm saying. But 11 life paths lives, like, the things that I've heard are actually out of this world. Like, they're crazy. They're crazy things that I've and that's what life is just not easy for 11. And this is why, like, if you're an 11, this is why I personally come from a place of authenticity, because that's the highest vibration. I don't want to act like a person that I'm not, so you guys think that I'm like, I don't have any flaws when I do have my own flaws, you know what I mean? So you guys can actually relate to that. But if you're an 11 life path and you're trying to attract the same tribe of people, the same type of people, and you are putting on a perfectionist type of outlook in your life, that you just know everything, you do know things, that's undeniable, right? Like, your intuition is scary high, scary high, scary. But if you show no vulnerability and you pretend like everything is okay with you. Now, by the way, I have to say something, something important in this video, actually. If you are a younger 11 life path, like younger than 25, in some cases, unless you're very, very mature and you've actually really, like, I'm not going to lie, at 24, 25, and I'm 29 right now, by the way, right? But at 24, 25, and by the way, I don't believe that it's the years that you've lived in your life. It's the life that you've lived in your years. But again, there is a biological and timeline movement that happens in which people steadily learn lessons. So it could be that you're a younger 11 life path, but it's taking you time to learn your lessons right now. And there's no judgment, nothing at all. But for all my older 11 life paths, the ones that are 30 and up at least, I know that you know that life has been hard. Life is probably hard, but you have all the tools, and your number one tool, your number one of your number one tools, one of your top 5 tools, I would say, is for empathy and charisma. You are a empathetic soul. No matter what happens, 11 life paths. I know our lives have been very tough. I get it. I really get it. I'm an 11 myself, okay? I know our lives have been excruciatingly tough. But I have said this. I am saying this, and I will always say this, is that try your best to come with empathy, at least for myself. You never know what another person is going through. Now, I saw this one video where these guys were really, really using nasty words, and like they were just shaming this one girl for doing OnlyFans, okay? And while they were like they're abusing her, you know, the girl ended up saying that her dad has cancer. And the reason why she's doing this is because she needs to pay for her dad's bills. Now, this is why I tell people, I'm like, you really do not know what people are going through. Like, as 11 life hats, we're very intuitive and we really do know, like, feels and everything. But even as 11s, you know, you can't. This is why judgment, and I really recommend Robert Edward Grant's work where he talks about transcending judgment, because you just don't know. And we cause pain to ourselves in a lot of cases. Not in all cases, by the way, in a lot of cases. So, what I'm trying to tell you guys over here is that even if someone does abuse you, I believe that, yes, a barrier needs to get put. A line has to be drawn. Okay? But we don't even know their story. We don't even know why they're doing that. We really don't. Let's say you're going out, right? You're on your way. This has happened to me before, by the way. I'm just driving on the highway. It's very funny because I was going to see a girl that day. Look at the synchronicities. I was going to go see a girl that day. I was driving on the highway. Someone stuck their middle finger at me. And I just don't know what they're going through. So I'm not gonna unless you physically try to get to me, okay, that's a different story. But if you're just on the highway sticking a middle finger up, I'm cool. I'm stoic. You can't faze me. This girl had someone to stick the middle finger up at her too. We both had a crazy. So all my 11s, what I'm trying to tell you guys right now is that your life is not easy. I know it's not. I personally have noticed that my life becomes easier when I go through pain. And I know this might sound very weird, but what I mean is when I go through discipline, they say that discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. So when I am disciplined, I do see that a lot of life, when I do my spiritual practices, I do see my life go into a very amazing direction. But when I get off of those spiritual practices, I do see how me vibrating on a lower frequency affects the surroundings I do see how people start to mirror me. And I have my mirroring video up, by the way. Everything is mirroring you, paraphrasing, I think. It's on my YouTube. You can check that out too. Don't be shocked. Your inner cosmos is what reflects your outer cosmos, the outer world. So don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. And you are not crazy. That's another video too that I have. Just came out on YouTube recently, today. This is why I'm telling you, life is hard. Life is hard because a lot of people even think we're crazy. When you start, especially as an 11 life path, in today's age, which is Kali Yuga, a lot of people say that it is Kali Yuga, which it means like it's like the darker ages that we're in right now. A lot of people are going to really, really get on your nerve. But you're the one that has to make a choice. Life is hard as an 11 life path. And by the way, before I leave and I end this video, I want to say that life is hard, but you are even harder than life. So you can overcome these challenges very easily for you. So life in reality would be challenging, but you can overcome it. If you're disciplined, it becomes easy. It becomes a piece of cake. If you learn how to transmute your emotions. And a lot of people say, like, a lot of people have commented, and I respect, by the way, for all the people that comment, I respect you. I have so much gratitude for you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. A lot of 11s that message and they're like, oh, we have to control our emotions. Wrong word. We have to transmute our emotions. Controlling is still you're not letting it go because you're controlling it. Anything that you try to control will backfire on you. I want you to rewind. I want you to pay very close attention to what I just said. Anything that you try to control will backfire on you. What I do is that I transmute my emotions, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's doing semen retention, whether that's trying to eat healthier, whether that's going for a walk in nature. The emotions have to be transmuted. The energy has to keep flowing. All that being said, have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, or if you're not in the cosmos right now, you're somewhere else, wherever you are, have yourself a good one.